boy. Shoot, guys, shoot. Okay, just quick recap of that game. I do have walkthrough pretty quick, but didn't do enough to win the game on our end, flat out. Let them possess the ball for a good amount of time. Obviously, the entire game, especially the first half. There's some things we got to clean up execution-wise, detail-wise. It starts with me. The amount of plays and the time of possession, I felt like that really hurt our team because we're on the field for a long time. And when you do that, then they have the opportunity to score points. And on the flip side of that, our offense is sitting on the bench, and I don't like that. So gave up 20 points in the first half. You're not going to win many games when you do that. So we got our work ahead of us. Now, what I do like is in the second half, I think we played a little bit better. We executed on some known pass situations, which helped us, which in the first half we really didn't do that. When we had known pass situations on second and third down, we didn't get it to third and in our favor, or even they made some first downs on second down. So, when you do that, the plays are going to get high, the time of possession is going to get out of whack, and they're going to have a chance to score points. So second half, I felt like we cleaned that up and played better. I think we gave up 6 points there in the second half, got off on some third downs and played how we've been playing. But challenge ahead of us, and we got to get cleaned up to put ourselves in a chance, give ourselves a chance to win the game.
In the run game, you gave up 3.1 yards per carry, which you do that over the course of the year. You're probably going to be best in the league. But they stayed on schedule, and as you mentioned, it contributed to time of possession and total number of plays. So I guess I'm just curious where your level of contentment was with your run defense in that game.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we've been working on to get. I think that it should be better, and we have to coach it better, and I got to call the game a little bit better to help our guys out. I don't know the yards per carry and where we are and all that stuff, but if a team's going to run the ball on first and second down, and try to get to third and short, we have to do something to combat that. So that's what we're working on, and that's what we'll do.
That said, there were some third and longs that they converted. Was your focus on the run? Did that prevent you from bracketing McLaren?
On third down?
Or just in general? I mean, I know you had Slade covering him, doing what you did with Jefferson.
Yeah, a little bit. Each game plan's a little different, as far as who you're defending and what plays you have to defend. So I thought we got things that we needed to clean up with the pass game that we got cleaned up. And it's just a little bit better execution and the coaching of the details of those calls.
Jonathan, were there 2 plays where you guys only had 10 players on the field?
There was. That was my fault.
What happened there?
My fault both times.
You say you're working on the run defense, getting better. What are your options at this point? I mean, the personnel is what it is. You're adding Linval Joseph, but schematically too, I don't think anything would change. So what are some options there?
Yeah, that's a good question. There are some things schematically within things that we do and we have that we can use those bullets, so to speak, and it's just, deploying them and using them at the right times, and I can help our guys out a little bit better, calling it a little bit better. And that's going to always come down to within each call, the strength and the stress of each call, the putting our hands on the right people, playing with good pad level fundamentals, that's always, and that's all 11 guys, so it starts with us coaches to make sure the fundamentals, and we are really good at times. It's got to be consistently throughout the game. And I know it's never going to be perfect, but we got to make sure that we're consistent with what we're doing, because run defense is not 1 or 2 guys, it's all 11. And this team that we're about to play, like, they make the corners tackle, and we got to do a good job with crack replace and tackling backs, and that's how they're winning games right now. So it's all 11 guys, and we got to execute at a high level, just like in everything, situation, pass game, but especially the run game as well, because one guy gets a little bit cut out and another guy thinks he's going to be here and he's not there. It leads to a 6-yard gain instead of a 3-yard gain. So, and that's what you're talking about, the kind of the first and second down, like 3.1, whatever. But when you're playing a game in third and short all day and it's not known pass on third down, it's a hard way to go for us. So we don't want to play like that, and we know that, and we got to get cleaned up.
That said, JG, I imagine Linval's here for a reason. He's got a reputation as being one of the better run stuffers when he was younger. How much does a guy like that make a difference in Jordan's been out of the lineup.
Yeah, he's a really good player against the run, and then with Marlon getting hurt, we needed to add another piece there. I was with Linval for 4 years. He's a really good player. His attitude's right. His character is great. He practices extremely hard. He's diligent. So he kind of fits right into what we do and how he wants to play and what he wants to do, and I think it'll help us.
Do you have a sense yet of what kind of shape he's in, how quickly he'll be able to play?
Yeah, in about an hour I will. He's always a guy. This guy, he's 3 or 4 times a day on his own, working on that part of his game. He'll always be in shape. I'm not worried about that.
He's going to practice today.
Yeah.
John,
Maybe I'll run into the huddle and tell him what to do.
there's a stat out there that teams league-wide are averaging 4.5 yards per rush, and yet points are down. Are you okay with allowing teams to run on you because ultimately the numbers are down, and you'll take that over what could happen versus the past?
That's a good question, Jeff. I think you don't want teams to run on you all day. You don't want to do that. So you got to be good you got to defend the run and the pass. With saying that, that there's stresses and strengths of each call, and I always talk about the quickest way to give up a lot of points is the ball to go over your head. Now, with saying that, when offenses adjust, we have to adjust too. So, and that's not just like this year. That's in a game. That's each game is a little bit different. How you set up the game plan. That's during the game. What's going on? That's what we talked about Houston. What kind of was going on. So and you just gotta. It's a constant chess match back and forth. Are they going to keep doing this or are they not? But if you win some of like I said, if you win some of those known pass situations that we've been winning at a pretty high clip. The however many plays we played, 80 plays, that goes down to 60, you know what I mean? And you're right where you want to be, and you give up the kind of the points that we've been giving up. So you got to see how the game's kind of going and set it up that way. But what I think it's a good question as far as, schematics right now and who's playing the different spots of quarterbacks and different offenses. Especially ways that defenses are trying to combat certain things. Offenses have adjusted, and then, obviously the defense will have to adjust.
What kind of challenges, obviously you got Jonathan Taylor coming up and everything, based on the last couple of weeks, what kind of challenges do you have, trying to stop him?
Yeah, every challenge that you'd have with a good running football team. They got a good O-line, and he's one of the premier backs in the league. I was with him. I told our guys a story the first 2 or 3 days of training camp. He broke a run and literally just ran away from all our defensive backfield. The guy's got major gas. He's big, physical. He's got really good vision. So it's like, it's any week, but this week he's presents a different challenge because of his skill set, and we got to do a good job, all 11 of us, to stop him.
As you look at this, did you see signs of this earlier in the season, or just the byproduct of Jordan being absent?
No, I don't think that. Like I said, Jordan being absent, yeah, he's a really good player, and we like when he's in for us, and he does a good job. I think it's really just how these last couple games have went, how teams are going to try to play us. And that's a correlation to, the other 2 phases of our team, with our offense and our special teams. So we just got to be ready to combat how people are doing that and don't let our offense. That's why I don't like when our offense is sitting on a bench for 10 minutes, guys. I don't even care if you make them kick a field goal because it's all about points, but we got to get our offense the ball back. And that's what we'll work on this week.
Are you
Fletcher
comfortable with
played
Fletcher?
the most snaps that he's played in 2 years, 70 in this past game. What have you seen out of his play so far, this
He's
season?
been fantastic.
And what's the concern
Yeah, I don't
level?
like that the game got out, the known pass got the number count out of whack a little bit, and that's why we played that many plays, and then who we had up for that and how they decided to play us. He played a lot of snaps. So did Hargett. So did all those guys. I don't like that. He's played extremely well. He's one of our best box defenders that you could ever ask for, and he's super versatile. He's playing good football for us. And when you ask those big guys to play that many snaps, it's hard duty on everybody. So Hopefully he'll get his body ready to go for this week, but I do not want to see that again.
Were you okay with McLaren, CJ matching up with McLaren in the slot, or is that something that they didn't show?
No, they've shown that with that particular call, that was the matchup, and we talked about how we can correct that a little bit more, but I was comfortable with the call, and they, hats off to them, they made a good play.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.